And we're back with more Not CCLP4. We are on Blob Target. And just for the sake of saying so right now, there will be quite a few levels in this set that have the word blob in the title. I think that might have to go with invisible walls as well, with the word invisible being used. But I know for certain blob is used quite often in level titles of this set. Anyway, this level, it involves waiting for two blobs from each side to get cleared out, and that did not take as long as I thought it would. That was 10 seconds. Not even, that was 9 seconds. Wow, is that an inaccurate hint or what? I guess I could have played that last time, but I still needed to catch my breath. Anyway, Shenanigan Race 2000. Boo 1-star exit placement. This is one of my levels, and a lot of the levels I included in this are from JCCLP Rejects. This is an invisible wall maze that is also a race. You have to race to the correct exit, or else the ball you clone is going to block you off entirely. So, while the time limit is generous, it doesn't apply. And this is the right... No, that's not the right path. It's this way. I think I beat the ball. Did I? It did. Yeah, that's Shenanigan Race 2000. It's meant to be stupid. And that was honestly, when I first designed it, that was a Josh L3 level. So now you know why I don't like Josh. Or not you don't really know why, but you kind of have an idea on why I don't like Josh L3. Josh L3 went through so many updates and overhauls and everything. It just became this mess that I really don't want anything to do with anymore. Okay, Blob Batallion II. Same idea, just with a fewer amount of water tiles, and there's actually a third in this series. And I beat that a lot faster than the first one. Alright, correct timing.
Bummer.
It should be noted that this is a Jeffrey level, and this was... I think this was first called dumb timing or something. Okay. I think you just make a run for it at the end of this. He debated using this as a UC5 level, and I remember he showed it in the CCBBC Skype chat. And everyone asked if it should be kept or basically rejected. And I don't think a lot of people said anything about it, but I know for a fact JB and myself said something, and we both said no. It doesn't need to be an Ultimate Chip 5 level. Because really, it's not that interesting. It's just avoiding monsters on ice that don't appear on ice at first. So the name was changed because there's another level in the set that was called Correct Timing, and that I think was changed to Correct Timing 2. Yeah, you just make a run for it. So yeah, that's Correct Timing. I want to say that's a little harder in Lynx, but still doable to my knowledge. Anyway, Bullseye is the next level, and I completely screwed that up. I guess you can say this is technically a callback to not from CCLP, or not CCLP, but from CC1. But the time limit is not strict at all. It's fairly generous, actually. So it is a boosting challenge. So that's worth saying. You do have to be a little mindful with what recessed wall you use, though, in this. I think this was an Ultimate Chip 3 level, if I'm not mistaken. And again, I didn't play a lot of Ultimate Chip 3. I mean, I think this was one of the later levels in that set. So I didn't get to the later levels of Ultimate Chip 3, but I do remember it being in this set. And yeah, this part specifically is hard to optimize. So yeah, kind of a breather level compared to what has been played so far. Not too bad, though. Industrial Site. There are 4 chips and 4 red, blue, and yellow keys under these blocks. None of them will cost you a death. This is one of my levels, and this was a JCCLP level, exclusive level, and I don't know why I made this a JCCLP level. I don't know why I made this to start with. This beginning is arguably the stupidest part of this whole level. It hasn't really been said to me yet, but from what I've been seeing in Jeffrey's videos of my submission set that he's currently doing still, I've noticed a lot of levels, especially the JCCLP levels, they have a lot of levels that have stuff under blocks, specifically keys. And I think that was the very last thing. Yeah, I got everything. I noticed that with the JCCLP levels. And since this was a JCCLP level to start with, yeah, it's really not the best start. This part I like. This part of the level is actually kind of legit. This part as well is kind of cool, though a little annoying at the same time. Well, not really that annoying, but this part's interesting. Yeah, overall, I'm not really satisfied with this level. I mean, compared to the other stuff I've made, this really isn't that bad. But still, that beginning part, I really wish I didn't make. I really wish I could have made something better, per se. But it is what it is. But everything else, aside from the beginning, the rest of the level is pretty good. So there's me criticizing my levels. So even though I'm not playing one of my older sets, I'm playing something that still has some of my older levels. So I still can technically criticize my own stuff. Just not all of them. Guess you can say I'm criticizing the best, worst stuff I have. And that ending was just something obnoxious I wanted to create. I was really hooked on, well, back when I designed this level, I was really hooked on the whole idea of actually visualizing being in an actual setting. And that's kind of how the beginning turned out to be. It was kind of like you're in this kind of warehouse section. You have to push stuff to get stuff from out of the boxes, and then move on in the tank part, and then the whole glider section at the end is kind of like the whole industrial area. And then help with the teeth and everything. It's just everything about the level is kind of in my head. Of the whole, oh, I want this to be referencing an actual location. I'm still kind of like that, but not as much. Especially since my CC1 designing is kind of done. I really don't do that as much anymore. Okay, so 3 of a kind, which appropriately had a 333 time limit, and is also level 33, which was intentional for those that don't already know that. So I don't know what the gimmick of this level is. I don't know what the correct exit is either. I think it's that one, actually. Okay, here's the room I haven't been to yet. So I have all these blocks. And I want to say I have the partial post. I just don't know where. I think this is it right here. Yeah. Okay, so 3 of a kind's done. That was actually kind of fun to play, I have to say. Alright, yet another Cypher. So this is an intentional Cypher level for this set. Now, the funny thing about this Cypher level that I have to mention, that might kind of ruin the purpose of any other players of this, but I mean, seriously, I don't think anyone's gonna seriously play this. But the passwords are some of the most obnoxious passwords ever to be used in a Cypher level. 2 of them are for levels that have already been played. This first one is the password to the first level, ADCL. The second one is even more stupid. It's the password to the level you're currently on. So it's this one right here is the password to this level itself. ZXCV. The last password, however, is the only password that could serve any kind of help. And I think that's the password to 146. And I don't know what all those red buttons do. I've never played this level. I don't know where this level even originates from. I know it wasn't made for this set specifically. I know most of the Cypher levels that are used in official sets, with maybe the exception of CCLP1, I know most of them were made specifically for the set. Did I already push that? Maybe I didn't. So yeah, the passwords are extremely obnoxious. They pretty much are a slap in the face. For like, wow, you're giving me passwords to levels I've already played. And one I'm on, for that matter. So obnoxious, yes, but I mean seriously, if you have to understand that this level, or this whole set for that matter, is meant to be pretty obnoxious. And I am going to use this block for this water spot. And appropriately enough, I need another block, which I think is the other one. Where is the other one? Yeah, I think this is the only other block I can use. So yeah. I think all the traps are open actually. Okay, good. The fireballs are just encircling. Okay, yeah, the traps were all open. So I think opening the toggle walls, yeah, it will release all those blobs. Something tells me that some of those are real. But I want to say that's the, yeah. I want to say that's a C for the password. So I think I got 4 keys if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm going to hit that toggle button and hope those blobs don't cause too much of a problem, because those are the only chips I have left are the ones behind the toggle doors. And the socket is on the way to with the last chip, so I'll just save that chip for later. Come on, blobs, you need to get out. I don't have a lot of time to wait for you.
Bummer.
And I just, yeah, lost that. So let's get through that a little faster, shall we? I should probably take care of the blobs first, let them get out while I do everything else in the level. Okay, that was the block. Okay, so get these fireballs out. And use my other block that I already have out conveniently to get the rest of the chips that I need. And I'll go get those red keys to open that toggle button. Open the toggle button, that's never been said before. Okay. So the exit, it's pretty simple to get to, actually. Did I hit all the trap buttons? I want to say I did. Or not trap buttons, the clone buttons, I meant. Yeah, I think all the blobs actually got out this time. Did they? The bad part about these blobs being out is they could potentially interrupt the fireballs. Okay, that blob died. Can that one die too? Now I'm just reminded of the whole CC1 Blobs edition, which was fun to play to an extent.
Bummer.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I knew the blobs were gonna affect that. Okay, so
Bummer.
okay, that was stupid. I just need to wait right there. Okay. So thankfully the levels aren't that bad right now. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm kind of good at this game, or maybe it's because I helped construct this set. It's probably the latter of the two. But still, I mean, that doesn't excuse the fact that these levels are still kind of stupid. And I'm not saying that as an insult to the levels. I'm saying that as in terms of progression or progressing through this. And I forgot to use a block to get that key. I could theoretically get lucky, and maybe a blob will go up there and interrupt those fireballs, and that might just happen. So I'm gonna get the chips, and I'm gonna wait a little bit to see what happens. If nothing happens for a while, I'm just going to restart. It is theoretically possible, and it's not like they're that far away from it. So yeah, I am definitely going to handle this like I handled a good chunk of Blob's Edition. And I am aware that it's probably not a wise idea to be near this section. But for some reason, I've always felt like if you're in a certain area, the blobs will just follow you there. I mean, even though they're random, I always feel that that chip's position has something to do with the randomness. I don't know. I kind of already know that's not the case, but part of me has always felt like that. Like, I don't know. So can a blob come up here? There was a blob like right around here, and then it went back down like 6 times. If I have to, I'll restart. I'm honestly probably better off restarting at this point. They're all over the place. Why did you guys go down here? I can't believe I forgot to use a block in that. I'm just gonna restart. I was dumb to even think that a blob would go up there. I mean, really, you're that damn close. Seriously? Oh well. What can you do? Not really speaking of Cypher levels, but playing this is kind of making me think of what is kind of like the Cypher plan when CCLP4 gets more progress. Like, what is something to expect of a potential? I'm not gonna do that again. I learned my lesson. What is something that one can expect out of a Cypher level for CCLP4? Like all the Cypher levels in every official set did something different or used something different. Like CC1 and CCLP1 kind of did the same thing. With the letters, like the letters were formed in the walls in CC1, and they were formed in chips with CCLP1. And CCLP2 it was a little different, and only instead of having 4 or 3 different passwords, it only had 1 to the credits level, or what was known as the credits level, which was Gauntlet. And CCLP3 had retained the 3 password idea, but it involved using the moving monsters. And wow, it can go to the toggle button, but it couldn't go to the freaking. And it got out of that too, of all things. Seriously? Now you go up here. Okay, that's all the chips. Let's get out of here. Oh, Why? That oof killed me. That oof was part what. Whatever. It happened. I can't do anything about it. I have to move on with it. Am I happy that that happened? No, but it was my fault. Am I sort of trying to optimize with blocks? I guess you can say that. Though I'm not good at optimizing at all. Says the guy who's in 14th place on CCLP2 currently, as of this video. AKA only 85 seconds behind Jeffrey. Again, as of this video. Seriously, that death at the end didn't need to happen. I don't know why I oofed the way I did. I got distracted by the second ball. Now, while managing to avoid these blobs, can I actually get everything and not die, whether by the blob or by something else entirely different, like a fireball, for example, that I saw just roam by there? And this whole part emptied out, which is good. Oh, there's an invisible wall right there. And right there. And right there. Is that the only way to get that key to start with? I guess so. Okay, yet another Cypher is done. The happy face of death. Not actually that hard. And in some degree, it's not. But you kind of have to get the order right. So this is a Shane level, again. I think this originated in BHLS 2, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why, but I'm feeling out of breath again. Whoa. Dang it. I didn't want to do that. So that's the part that's messing me up. The eyes is what screws you up in this. So yeah, it's not that hard, but there is guesswork at the end of it, which was intentional, I think. And I already know what's the right path. And it's the one to the right. The hint in the original level, it actually mentioned that there was guesswork at the end, right? And it actually pointed to the right with this arrow face that indicated that the right exit was the correct one. The left one, I think, has a bomb underneath that block. So, alright, enemy ladder is exactly what it looks like. More blobs. And a lot of them are deflecting off each other, so they're kind of backtracking unintentionally. And even though you can't see it, there's a lot more up there. And I already know I'm gonna take the slide and it's gonna kill me. So I'm better off waiting a little bit longer instead of rushing. And I think I might be okay now. No. There's still a little bit more. It just them emptying out is a little bit more longer of a wait now. I think it's safe to go up there. Every time I say that, a blob comes down. Is it safe to go up there? Is it safe to go up there? Is it safe to go up there? I was waiting for you. Okay. So I didn't exactly die, but there are still blobs up there. And one of them did almost kill me. I think I only lived because I boosted. So that was a pretty lucky survival. So basically, if I was playing this in links, I did not deserve to survive that.
Bummer.
And yeah. So this requires a bit of waiting. I think it's amusing how the blobs do this against each other when they're sliding off, because the loop with the ice loops right here, it makes it more funny in my opinion. Like the blobs are trying to die, but the blobs are saving each other from dying. I don't know, I have a really twisted sense of humor sometimes. Like if you got to know me in reality, like you'll probably be a little creeped out with what I find funny. Well, not creeped out, but more along the lines of like, why do you find this funny? Or that's not funny, why are you laughing about it? And I just remembered I actually do have a timer going on, or not a timer, but a stopwatch running right next to me. Currently it's at about 33 minutes, so it's about the same length so far as the rest of the videos have been so far. I'm kind of hoping to keep it at a pace like that. I want to try to avoid having 40-minute videos. I mean, sometimes they're probably not going to be helped, but so far they have been, and hopefully it remains that way for at least a little longer. Okay, I want to go up there. But I know there's blobs up there. I wish I had the skates right now. Okay, I'm gonna regret doing that. Okay, wait a minute. Are they all gone? Oh no, they're all up here. So luckily I'm safe in little places like this. So technically I could do this. And I already see that's an MS trap right there with that ice corner in the top right, or right next to me right there. So that's obviously not the correct way to exit. I can do the same right here. Okay. And because they're up there, I can, I think, teleport down? Yeah. I didn't pay attention to the teleport, but that's enemy ladder. Yeah, that really showed itself. And oh good, we're on this level again. And we're going to take this on once again in the next video, because I just now see I'm at 35 minutes almost. So that's a good time to end the video. So I'll see you guys later for Anomalous Aberration in the next video. So see you later.